Okay, to me it is necessary to make a video about feminism again, and I want to express how it makes me feel, what the problems are with it, and how I observe it every day. So the reason I'm making this video, the particular instance that has made me decide to make a video this time, is that I was researching and wanted to watch information about a particular pastime, that is surfing big waves. Now, I surf and I enjoy it, and the bigger the waves you surf, frankly, the more scary it gets, and the more that you feel that you could be injured or suffer some sort of repercussion from it. And what I wanted to do was to see a guy whom I was trying to find information about, talking about it, doing it, etc., etc. And then I stumbled across his website, and I clicked on the section for videos, and the landing page is a chick and a guy both wearing equipment required for surfing big waves, because this guy is marketing himself as a trainer. And that irks the hell out of me. Now, to me, the idea of feminism is that women can do every single thing that men can do. But statistically, the proportion of females involved in such dangerous activities as big wave surfing is small, very small. So to depict women as having essentially an equal standing in such an activity is ridiculous. And it irks me, because I see such activities as predominantly male activities, because they involve risk. Now, you can say what you like. Women generally want to avoid risk. Men tend to be more comfortable with risk. All you have to do is look at how a man behaves when he's cycling along with his child on the bike with him, compared to how a woman would behave, and you'll see. The woman's drive to preserve life is much higher than a man's. A man's drive to risk himself and his safety is higher, because that's his job. Now, you can say, oh, that's sexist 1,000 times, and it will not change what I've said from being true to untrue. As a man, I derive a good deal of pride from putting myself at risk and getting through it. I don't want to see women putting themselves at risk. But at the moment, we have women being artificially represented in many different activities which are harmful and dangerous, as if it's a 50-50 split between men and women who participate in such things, which it's not. And I believe that the people who are doing this, who are behind this whole feminist nonsense, are actually sitting back watching this, laughing, whilst they're actually putting people at risk. When I'm in a situation doing a dangerous thing and I see a woman there, 50% of my attention is based upon making sure she's safe. Oh, that's sexist. Get out of my face with that nonsense. It's instinctive and it's normal and it's natural from a male point of view to want to protect women. Women don't spend 50% of their time thinking how they're going to protect men, so they become a liability in whatever situation they're thrust into. At the moment also in my country, it seems to me that stuffing women into football is the most important thing in the world at the moment. You have to, everything to do with football, you have to stuff women into it. Now, football is not a dangerous sport per se, but it is a masculine sport. It always has been. I know in the United States, for some reason they've decided that what they call soccer or association football is for girls. I think that's a different topic entirely. But that's not how it is in Britain, in the United Kingdom, the home of the sport. It's a man's sport. But because of stupid conditioning through the media, all of a sudden, girls everywhere being stuffed into and being pushed into the masculine sport of our nation. Oh, because they were always kept out. No. I'll tell you what's happened. Women, generally, will do what they believe they should do, what they are depicted doing. And they'll go, oh, okay, I should do that. And the problem now is we've got men who are fathers who are teaching their girls masculine sports. Oh, well, why not? I'll tell you why not. Because it harms the fabric of society. Oh, well, that's limited thinking. No, it's not. I've actually thought a great deal about this, and I can see my society falling apart at the seams because of this artificial equality that's being pressed into a situation where it doesn't belong. Men are being weakened in terms of their backbone and their robustness, and women are being highly pressured into situations they shouldn't be in. It's ridiculous. I see it every day of my life, and it sickens me and disgusts me. That's not the world I grew up in. And this isn't progress. This is a digression. This is an errant situation, and it will be rectified. This is the result of a lie that was used to weaken the masculine role in society so that a particular group of people could feed off of our society and not get hounded out of the positions they've gotten themselves into by the masculine element of society, whose role and responsibility it is to protect our society. That's the same in any society. You have to understand the fundamental difference between men and women. Imagine if you were trying to undermine a society and you thought to yourself, hang on a minute, if I can get control of the women and disempower the men, I'm safe in that society. If I can hide behind the softness of a woman and pretend I'm a little victim whilst undermining that society, and I can disempower the men in that society, well, I can do what I want. And that's the root of feminism. It's got nothing to do with men who were apparently suppressing women. That's not the case. Men were supplying women, as we should, with everything they needed. But because of this poisonous lie of feminism, you can see families and the society we're in falling apart all over the place. Why have I got to see men running down the street now, or whatever they're doing, carrying babies all the time? The man is now pushing the pushchair with the baby in. Because what? Because what? Why are you doing that? Because you've been instructed to by the media. It's absurd. Yes, men should spend time with their kids. They should love their children, of course. But the women are sitting there going, oh, what's my job then? Well, the woman's job now is to go out and earn money for the family. Really? Is that healthy? Because I think if you ask anyone about this, within 5 minutes they'll tell you the problem is that we have a situation where we require 2 incomes to support a household. That's literally the problem nowadays. But it doesn't need to be that way. We've sacrificed manhood and womanhood for the sake of stuffing women into highly pressured situations, and the result is we have ruined our families, which by extension ruins society. So when I see a woman being thrust into or represented in a situation which is dangerous and risky and harmful, I am upset about it on a number of different levels. From my manhood, I'm upset about it on that level. On the societal level, I'm upset about it because it's deeply unfeminine. Oh, how can you say? Oh, what nonsense! Whenever anyone says to you, "Oh, how can you say that?" What they're basically saying, their premise in their mind is that men and women are the same, and they're simply not. And if you give that person 2 minutes to explain their perspective, they undo their own nonsense themselves. We have to get rid of this this feminist nonsense. Because it is anti-feminine, it is anti-woman, it's anti-man, it's anti-everyone. And it was just created to destroy the male backbone of our society so that it was easier to feed off of. Look, think about it. Women's lib, are they really at liberty now, are they? Because it looks to me as though they're enslaved because now they're trapped, because they have to work as well as earning, as well as helping, basically being mothers. They're obligated to. Well, that's not freedom. Where's this? What is it that they have this freedom suddenly to do? To be hounded all the time by debt, so that they are enslaved into occupations which take all of their time and effort instead of them being able to put it into their kids. That's what's happened. So these scumbags dressed it up as liberation, when in fact it was the opposite, which is how this particular scummy group of people I'm talking about work. They lie. They tell you it's one thing when in fact it's the opposite. And what you have to do to free yourself from that is to start thinking for yourself. Turn off the television. Just simply reject it. Don't watch it. It is so full of damaging, harmful, disgusting, decrepit propaganda. If you just stop for 2 minutes, you'll see it. And start thinking for yourself. Because our society depends upon it. These guys are literally poisoning you, your family, and your society. And if you don't withdraw from it and start thinking for yourself, the problem will get worse. And I will not stop telling people this message, because it is the absolute truth. Everyone can see it. Not many people really understand what's going on, but some do, and I'm one of them. And it is the duty of people who understand what's going on to share the information. It's that simple. If you use your brain for 2 minutes, you can see what's gone on. You can see what's happened, and you do have the power to free yourself from it. But it's a gradual process. It's a process of healing. Healing personally, in our families, and in our society. And then, when we do begin that healing process, the scumbags who orchestrated this will be exposed. And you'll see them very, very, very clearly. And they don't want that at all. But it'll happen, and you'll see exactly who it was. Because this is not an accidental thing. It's not a gradual move towards progression. No, it is the errant result of an intentional subversion of our society. And the reason I'm making this video, and I've got better things to do, things I want to do for my own life, the reason I'm making this video is because I've seen it, and I see the damage it's doing in our society. And it's a duty to actually let people know what's going on. I really don't want to be making videos such as this. Truly. But I have to. We are all obligated to look after our societies. I'm doing my part. I would definitely encourage other people to do likewise. In the meantime, just stop watching TV and being stupid. Start thinking for yourself. Look around you. Remember when this country functioned properly. And it was when we had decent families, decent standards. And because of feminine, it's all been destroyed. Men are the people with whom the buck stops. It's our responsibility to provide for the women. If you don't like that, you can go live on another planet, because that's how our species works. It is the duty of the men to look after the women. It is not a situation of equality where there's no reason for men to exist and no reason for women to exist, and everyone's just a big blob of nothingness. We have specific roles. Yeah, there are some people who have particular biological or psychological issues with that. Fine, but they are the tiniest minority. Most people fall within the mass of the bell curve, if you're going to draw a graph of this, and most people are ordinary citizens and people who want society to function. And it can't function if it's being rotted from the inside by a particular nasty, grubby group of people. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just do a little bit of thinking and a little bit of research, and you'll figure it out for yourself. I am not able to state clearly who it is, but if you use your brain for 5 minutes, you can figure it out for yourself. And you have the responsibility to do so, and the freedom to do so. What you do then is up to you. But I would advise you start with yourself. It's all very well being angry at someone doing something to you, but really you've got to start with yourself and make sure that you're in a condition which is not vulnerable to such people. And eventually these scumbags will be exposed, and they'll fall under their own bus. But we've got to work on ourselves first. Good luck to everyone, male and female.